Today's episode of the Just Keep Swimming podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is an online audiobook and podcast service offering over 10,000 books and the ability to listen to your favorite podcasts, including the Just Keep Swimming podcast. I personally use Audible all the time and suggest you take a listen to Intentional Living by John C. Maxwell. In this book, Mr. Maxwell shares his story on how he was able to live a noble and purposeful life and gives you tips and tricks so you can do the same. So please start your 30-day free trial now at www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast, all lowercase. Again, that is www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast. And if you have any more questions or concerns for the Just Keep Swimming podcast, you're always welcome to reach out to us on Facebook or at Instagram at Just Keep Swimming _podcast, or you can email us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And with that out the way, let's dive into it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. It's your friend, your boy, your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we back at it again with another great episode for you. And you already know who I got with me, the man, the myth, the legend. It's Mr. 13, dropping the hot beats for the city as always. Make sure to check out his future projects. He has some great stuff coming for you guys in the future. And a little sneak peek, he actually told me a little idea about his next album, but I'm not going to give none of that away. You got to just be prepared for it when it drops, so be prepared for that. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I have a small message for you guys. I was watching this show called F1 on Netflix, and it's a Formula One racing car show. Pretty good, great for some dream building if you want to see where the money is, because man, that show has a lot of money in it. But so as I was watching the show, they were doing the first race with their new style of cars that they have. So all the cars are kind of just new and adjusted, and it was pretty interesting because the normal teams that came in first place. A team that usually would come in first place came last, both their cars shut down. But what stood out to me the most was this one team that came in fifth place. They usually they're toward the back of the pack. I believe it was Haas, Haas. They're usually in the back of the pack, but they came in fifth place for this race. And it was just interesting to me because even though they came in fifth place, they were celebrating like they just won the whole race, like they just won the whole Grand Prix and everything. They were popping champagne, high-fiving, hugging babies, kissing people. Like, it was crazy how they were celebrating. And it was just interesting because it was like, bro, that's only fifth place. That's not first. But at the same time, they beat their expectations. So for them, it was a win in their eyes, and they celebrated it like it was a win. And that really just motivated me for this episode was, celebrate your wins. A win is a win. And, don't shortchange yourself. Don't let what other people believe a win should be in your eyes, or what other people think a loss is in their eyes and shouldn't be a win, and as a win is your eyes. It might blow their mind, but it's like, no, a win is a win to me because you don't know what goal I had to come into this, whatever the hell I'm doing today. For example, there's this one flag football game I had today where the team lost probably by 12 points. It wasn't a blowout, it was a pretty good game. But then one of the kids, he was kind of interesting because he was like, even though we lost, I was just so happy I got to score a touchdown finally. That was my first pass I caught all season. And, he was happy. He felt accomplished. And I was like, good, I'm so glad you felt that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was just glad that he was able to do something that he hasn't done before. And to him, that was a win. Even though the team lost, for him, he won because he was able to beat his goals, So that just kind of just makes me question, what is a win for you? For example, is it doing your own nails? They may not come out perfect, but you did them yourself. So I count that as a win. You know, is it showing up to the event that you thought you couldn't make it to? You know, maybe you didn't show up with all the money you wanted or the outfit you wanted, but you showed up and you showed your face and you was a part of it. And, you know, that could count as a win. You know, maybe you didn't do all the big things that you wanted to, but you still showed up and you did what you had to do. You know, is the win just making it through the workday? You know, work is stressful and you've been dreading this day for 2-3 weeks, and you know, you finally just made it through this day in this meeting and you thought it was gonna go worse and it didn't. So, you know, count that as a win. You know, I play Apex, of course, and you know, one time when I unlocked crypto, I could not get a single kill from this man, like at all. So one game I finally got a kill, but I only did like 20 damage total for that whole match. But from my eyes, it was like, man, I wanted a kill, even though it was a, you know, a stolen kill. Shoot, a kill's a kill to me, a win is a win to me. I feel accomplished. I finally did what I was trying to do with this instance, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, my mindset will be is don't let anybody else downgrade a win, because whatever a win is to you is a win. You know, count it as a win, celebrate it as a win. Don't shortchange it or make it less than it is. You know, one of my favorite, well, not favorite, but the funny videos that you see on IG and Facebook right now is, you know, the guy be sitting there talking trash with a girl, and then, you know, the girl like, you only lasted 1 minute, and then, you know, it's always a pause, and then the guy is like, you know, I still hit a win is a win, a win is a win. And it's like everybody starts laughing, cheering, and it's like, at the end of the day, you know, he accomplished what the goal he wanted. You know, he wasn't a marathon runner, but shoot, the goal was just to get with her, and so a win is a win, so he accepts it, you know. So yeah, don't shortchange your victories. Whatever the victory looks like to you, you know, accept it, love it, celebrate it. You know, a win is a win. Whatever the win is in your eyes is a win. Count it as a win. One of my favorite parts of The Alchemist is toward the end, the alchemist actually shows the priest and the little boy how he actually turns anything into gold. You know, like he turned metal into gold pretty much, and everybody was surprised. So then what the alchemist did was he broke up the gold. It was like in a little, I look at it like cornbread, so thinking like a pan of cornbread, but it's gold. He broke it up to 3 pieces. He gave a piece to the boy. Oh, he broke it into 4 pieces. He took a piece for himself. He gave a piece to the boy. He gave a piece to the priest, and then he gave another piece to the priest, saying it's for the boy for when he returns. And you know, when the priest got his piece though, he was like, oh, I don't deserve this. And the alchemist said, hey, watch what you say, because you saying that right now will prevent other blessings from coming. And I thought that was so powerful. You know, people will shortchange something that they be like, oh no, this shouldn't be a win. I shouldn't count this. I shouldn't celebrate this. But you shooting down your blessing that you just got randomly, you weren't expecting, is going to prevent other ones from coming. So it's like, yo, accept it. Like, it's a win. You know, maybe it wasn't a super win or the win that you expected, or, you know, maybe it was a cheeky win, you know, such as, you know, when video games used to play and you want to fight somebody, but then definitely Super Smash Bros, but then they fall off the cliff off of something dumb, and it's like, I didn't want to win that way, but the win's a win, you know. So yeah, that's kind of my message for the week of, you know, don't shortchange yourself, or don't let anybody else tell you what a victory should look like. You know, only person that should tell you what a victory should look like is you, because everybody has their own conception of what a victory is. So, you know, the main thing is define what a victory will be like for you today. You know, what is something that you should do today so you can say today was a victory, today was a win. Even if it's something simple as sitting down and reading for 15 minutes, waking up and getting out of bed right when your alarm clock going off, you know, not eating fast food today, whatever it could be. I just say, you know, celebrate that win and honor yourself, and don't shortchange yourself. And yeah, you got this. You are worthy. You are worth it. You know, a win is a win. I celebrate your wins with you. If you need anybody to help you celebrate your wins, you already know, reach out to the podcast. Let us know how you're doing. And of course, we'll celebrate you and encourage you to keep going and keep doing what you do, because that's what we do here. You know, every time we release a message, even a short message like this, in my mindset, that's a win. You know, I could have not released anything this week, but we made it through all our trials and tribulations, and we were still able to give a message to you guys this week. So in my mindset, this is a win in my mind. So yes, thank you guys all so much for listening today. Also be prepared for some pretty big news coming up soon, definitely concerning the podcast. We're about to take it to the next level, but I'm not going to share too much until all the details are final. But yeah, just be prepared for that. Definitely all my people out there in Vegas, I hope to see your faces in person one day, hint, hint. But yes, with that being said, I hope you guys had a wonderful day, a marvelous afternoon, a splendid evening, and remember to just keep swimming.